Well, my first guest joins me in studio, Mr. Robert Lorsch. He is the CEO of MMRGlobal Incorporated. MMRF is the stock symbol. Bob, welcome to the program.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Well, now, Bob, you're a guy who's run a number of successful companies. Your face was once on the front page of AOL. Congratulations about that. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
You took one company from a $5,000 investment to $1 billion market cap, and then for a few years after that, you were involved in basically philanthropic projects. What brought you back to the business world and about this company? Tell us about that.
When I sold the last company, which was in the prepaid telecommunications business, I had pretty much committed myself to retirement and philanthropy unless something came along that I felt had more potential than prepaid telecommunications. At the time, prepaid telecommunications was at its peak. And with the Bush administration and now the Obama administration's emphasis on the importance of health IT and the billions of dollars that are being committed to it, I just looked at an opportunity about 5 years ago and I thought, this could be bigger than what I did before. And so what I did before was phase one, and hopefully this will be another multi-billion-dollar opportunity for the company, myself, and our investors.
Well, one thing that you do is you write a very personal blog, and there was an entry in particular that was entitled Naturally Knowing, and you mentioned that having a personal health record will soon be as common as having a credit report or a credit card. Federal government has recommended a mandate for personal health records by 2014. Why do you think having a digitized personal health record is going to be so important in the future?
Well, it's kind of like a credit report in a lot of ways. 10 years ago, if I would have told you that creditreport.com was one of the largest advertisers on television, you would have looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, we're talking largest advertisers on television in comparison to major retailers and packaged goods companies. But all of a sudden, you started seeing phenomenons of identity theft and fraud and people losing control of who they are. The same thing is happening in healthcare. People are losing control of their health identity. And now that credit reports are a lot more complex to take advantage of, people are taking advantage of people's healthcare portfolios, healthcare insurance, presenting themselves to physicians and saying, I'm you, and therefore securing treatment based on false identities. Additionally, one never knows when a disaster strikes. One never knows when, God forbid, the house burns down, there's a tornado, hurricane, earthquake, tsunami. We've seen a plethora of disasters over the past few months. And having a personal health record, or what we also refer to it as is an e-safe deposit box, and having all your documents in one place is really the only way to protect your identity, protect your life, protect your family, and make sure that what you need when you need in an emergency is available wherever you are in the world in a secured, easy-to-access manner.
You know, it's easy to see the passion that you have for the company in the statement you just made. Now, of course, you have millions of dollars invested in this company. You personally own about 70 million shares, as well as through your holding company called the RHL Group. Now, you must obviously believe in this company.
I believe in this company, and I believe in the reason this company was created. In 2000, I was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm fortunate because I've raised and or given millions of dollars to hospitals like St. John, Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, and other organizations around the country. Having said that, when I was diagnosed, I needed to find not only information from my doctor, but a head neck surgeon, an endocrinologist, cancer specialists, and what I found was it was impossible to get medical records from one place to another conveniently, easily, without paying for duplicate tests and really being sure that I was getting the best of care based on the best information. So I built the first personal health record in an Outlook database, and 5 years later, when the opportunity to actually get into the electronic medical records, personal health records business presented itself, I realized that this was the kind of thing that could have changed my life then and probably can change the life of millions of Americans and hundreds of millions of people around the world in the event of any kind of disaster, healthcare emergency, or personal need for documents or important information at any time. And that's where the passion comes from, my own personal experience as a cancer survivor with a very rare form that, knock wood, and there is some wood around here, I've beaten.
Well, congratulations on that, because I know that's a tremendous accomplishment. Your main subsidiary is called MedicalRecords.com. It's a personal MyMedicalRecords.com. It's a personal e-health records portal, basically for consumers and professionals. Why should people be interested in this?
To save their lives, to be in control of their health care, to have all the emergency information they could need in an emergency in one simple place. It's the only pure play personal health record that consolidates all the information for an entire family in one place. When people go to doctors or hospitals, it's not unlikely that they may have access to a personal health record. But that health record is only going to contain the limited view of that physician and only selected information. Our product contains all the health information, including handwritten notes, prescriptions, x-rays, images, documents, whatever information a person wants to have in that file for their entire family member, including four-legged family members. And so it's a comprehensive picture of everything all in one place. You're leaving the country, you need your vaccination certificates for your family, they're all there. You lose your passport, it's there. You have a problem in your house, you lose your contents, a fire, it's all there. And that's what makes this so unique and why people should be looking at this product. Or our My eSafe Deposit Box product, which are for those people who don't want to have a branded medical records. We have My eSafe Deposit Box that does the exact same thing. We're a totally unified, totally comprehensive document information storage and retrieval center for the entire family of any type of document in any type of situation that you could need it.
Again, I want to remind you the medical records website is mymedicalrecords.com. The company is MMRGlobal Incorporated. Their stock symbol is MMRF. Bob, you announced recently a joint venture being formed in China. You also have relationships in Australia. Are your expansion plans going to be that much internationally, and is it going to be a lot through acquisition?
Internationally, yes. Acquisition, we will seriously pursue when the opportunities present themselves. The market on a worldwide basis is projected to be as much as $5 trillion by 2019. Almost every major country around the world has created what they call stimulus funds to get physicians and consumers to start personal health records or e-health in their practices or their families. And by only focusing on the United States, we would leave $4.2 trillion worth of opportunity on the table. And we want to be a company, and hence the name MMR Global, that can take advantage of that opportunity on a worldwide basis. Our products are easily translatable. They're easily modifiable to work in pretty much any environment, regardless of whether it's medicine like it's practiced in the United States, or socialized medicine of sorts like it is in Canada, or the way the Chinese government regulates documents and management of healthcare in China. The system is totally versatile, and we think that the product and the structure that we have can take advantage of really that multi-trillion-dollar marketplace opportunity.
Now, of course, you've got worldwide deals with many blue-chip companies. You're a successful businessman with an incredible track record, but revenue growth for MMR Global has taken some time. What do you think the holdup is?
It's really two things. The companies that we do business with, for example, Kodak, Chartis, which are major international organizations, from the time they sign an agreement to the time they execute something that they're going to push out to tens of thousands or even tens of millions of people, is just a process. It's a process of integration. It's a process of infrastructure, backbone, security that just takes time before revenue starts running. But more importantly is that people today still don't understand the importance of having a product like our product. And unfortunately, most of our business comes at the expense of other people's disasters or crises. If you were to go home tonight and something horrible were to happen in your home and all the documents were destroyed, you would look at yourself and say, I interviewed that guy today. I mean, why hadn't I thought about what would happen in an emergency before? So the good news about our product is it's the best that there is. The great news about our product for investors is it's an industry that mirrors the kind of growth that we saw many years ago in the dot-com space. The exciting thing, and one of the reasons that you don't want to miss out on the opportunity, is because you never know when that tornado that hit Joplin recently or something like that is going to hit you. And unfortunately, people are lazy. They don't do what they should do for their own self-good in advance. They wait until after the fact. And that's one of the things that contributes to the growth of the company.
Bob, fascinating interview, a lot of information. Why is this a good time right now for folks to take a closer look at your company?
I believe that the e-health business, which has struggled for 6 or 7 years because physicians and consumers didn't understand it, didn't realize how important it was, is on a trajectory kind of like what we saw on television with the last space shuttle going up into outer space. I mean, straight up. And the valuation of companies in e-health are suppressed, as in many opportunities in the market. The knowledge and awareness of what's going on e-health and personal health records is just getting into the mainstream media. When we started this company and you Googled personal health record, you got 2,000 hits. Today you get 6 million hits. And so from an investor opportunity and from a viewer opportunity, this is kind of the next major growth phenomenon, I believe, in health, which is a major portion of the world's gross national product. And it's a good opportunity to be in it at the beginning. This is a chance to get into the beginning of a growth curve, of the beginning of an industry that is just beginning to really happen and catch fire and traction.
MMRGlobal is the company. MMRF is the stock symbol. Bob, we're initiating coverage of the company this week. We're going to be looking closer at you over the next several weeks, looking for some updates during that period of time. Thanks so much for joining us on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me be here.